Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I'm getting ready to get going with your weather update here in just a second. Let me get the Facebook thing shared real quick, and then we'll get it on going. Let's go. I'm gonna have to open up Facebook, which is right there. Close the new tab. Oh wow, they just updated the okay, so as we speak, they just upgraded the severe weather risk. Just now, just 5 minutes ago, they just fixed it. Okay. So give me just a second, guys. Let me find my live real quick. Yep. So we'll be spending a lot of time on the weather thing today. We'll be spending a lot of time talking about that. So what I'm going to do is let me share this real quickly. Come on, what's going on here? Come on, what's going on here? There it goes. Group. We're going to do this group first. And I think I just heard a little bit of thunder. Group, and then I'm going to share this to my group. Post this. Okay, now we can go to the okay, now I got the radar up, so now we're going to switch the camera around to me. We're going to switch the camera around. We're going to turn it a little bit toward the TV screen, and we're going to turn it right there. Alright, let's get this a little more turned. We can see the whole screen. There we go. So as you guys can see, there's a little bit of rain and stuff popping up on radar. I will look at that here in just a minute. Let's go ahead and get the weather cams out of the way. Let's go ahead and get the HAZ cams out of the way. But let me review the warnings that's in the area real quick. We've got a flood warning, expires in 2 hours. Flash flood warning, let's go over that real quick. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Because it's like a severe warning, then we're going to have to just go to the HAZ cams, and then we'll do all the radar stuff after the HAZ cams. We're going to do it a little different. Flash flood warning in effect from 4:25 p.m. Central Time. National Weather Service in Louisville has issued a flash flood warning for Clinton County, Cumberland County, and Russell County until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1 and 1.5 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall up to an inch if possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Radar indicated flash flooding of small creeks or streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Albany, Ida, 76, Snow, Aaron, Wago, or Wago. Decide, Upchurch, Highway, and Marlow. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles, and it's radar indicated. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, and it looks like there's another flood warning or something. Nope. Okay, there is a mesoscale discussion being discussed for flooding. Well, for flooding. And then there's a heat advisory. Okay, we'll look around the area here in just a minute and do the full radar circle after we do the HAZ cams. So let's do the HAZ cams first and get it out of the way, because we're going to be spending a lot of time with radar stuff by the updates that I've been seeing. Actually, I may have to do the hurricane. We're going to do the stuff that's not so severe first, and then we're going to save the most extreme for severe. So let's go to Litchfield real quick. See what it looks like on the Litchfield HAZ camera. And they've turned the camera just a little bit. It's raining. It's raining right now here in Litchfield. You can see the rain on the HAZ camera. Look at that. You can't even hardly see. Do we have sound? What if we have sound? Nope. But that's what it looks like here in Litchfield. Okay, we're gonna look at Pikeville next. We're gonna zigzag today. We're gonna look at Pikeville first. So this is what it looks like over in Pikeville in the mountains. You can see the sun shining. Looks beautiful over there, but it's raining over here where we're at. Here in Litchfield. Okay, now we're going to do Gage, Kentucky. Here's what it looks like in Gage, Kentucky, over in western Kentucky. See a car going through the country road area. Looks nice over there. Got a little cloudiness. Sorry about that, guys. My allergies have been bothering me all day. Now we're going to zigzag it up again to Moorhead, Kentucky. Oh, it's a clear picture. So this is in Moorhead, Kentucky. There's that big water tower. And stuff. Because that's what it looks like in Moorhead, Kentucky. Now we're going to zigzag to Louisville. I normally don't do weather updates on Sunday, but today is needed. We'll do both webcams. Here's what it looks like in the south side of Louisville near Fern Creek. Looks like it's getting ready to rain there too. You can see the, looks like it's going to come a downpour. There in Fern Creek. Now we're going to look at Louisville. Here's downtown Louisville. And it looks like they've turned the camera a little bit. I see the airport off in the distance. There went a bird. And I can see the airport. If you look in the left-hand part of your screen, you can see an airport. You can see the airport. But that's downtown Louisville. Sun's peeking out while it's raining. Ooh, let me check the camera again. I'll let you see if we can see if we can catch a rainbow. Let's check that again. Sun's out and it's raining. No rainbow. Look for a rainbow. And then the last camera we're going to look at is Lancaster in Garrett County. Full screen that. Hopefully you guys can see the water tower. But there's downtown Lancaster in Garrett County. It's sweat. I'm sweaty. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. You guys can see the whole thing. That might help just a little bit. But yeah, that's Garrett County in Lancaster. So now we're going to look at the hurricane tracker. And then we're going to talk about what's going on around the area. So we got a lot to talk about. So we're going to be spending a lot of time. So we got 2 tropical storms on the run right now. We're going to start with the first one. Where, let's see here. Where is she at? Let's see where she's at. This is Tropical Storm Elda. As of 4 o'clock p.m., it remains a tropical storm. And it remains a tropical storm all the way up to 1 a.m. on Monday. Or Tuesday. And then it goes tropical depression on Tuesday. And then it becomes less of a concern. And then it'll be a tropical depression on Wednesday. But we do got some new hurricane development that just came up, so we're going to look at that one real quick. As of 4 p.m., this is Tropical Storm Fausto. And it's going to remain a tropical storm all the way through 1 a.m. And then at 1 p.m., tropical storm. And then it's going to go to a Category 1 hurricane at 1 a.m. on Tuesday. And then a Category 2 on Tuesday. Then it remains a Category 2 on 1 a.m. at 1 a.m. Wednesday. And then then it stays on Category 2, 1 p.m. Wednesday. And then, what do we got here? Hurricane, and it's got Category 1 hurricane. No, Category 2. And then it goes back to a Category 1. And you guys can see it doesn't cause any concern. It doesn't cause any concern around our area. So they're both going away from the United States. They won't affect our weather here. Okay, now let's get to the main weather thing that we need to talk about. First of all, we're going to look around the area. As you saw, flash flood warning earlier for Cumberland, Clinton, and Russell counties. There is some storms firing up around Litchfield, going down into Mumfordville. There's some storms here, a little bit of pop-up storms here, as well as down in Bowling Green. There's some down there in Bowling Green. And then we got some over in western Kentucky. Got one up there in parts of Hopkins and McLean County. No, Hopkins and I think that's Webster County. And they're all going down into Tennessee. There was a severe thunderstorm warning earlier for Clinton and Cumberland County about 2 or 3 hours ago. But let's look at the severe weather threat, because I'm going to say this right now before I click it on. This is something that we are going to have to watch. Alright? This is something that we are But the thing is, what it looks like to be is what it looks like to be is, before this comes up, before we pull this up, I'm not going to look at the probabilistic, because at this point the probabilistic doesn't even matter. So we're just going to go straight to the categorical. So, okay, this is today, so I'm not too worried about today. Just general stuff. Day 2. Nothing too concerned about. Now, day 3 is what I'm talking about. Ooh, yep, they've changed it more. What I'm looking at, yeah, there's the green is okay. So level 1's a marginal risk, level 2's a slight risk, but majority of there is in the orange enhanced risk, which goes a long distance up to Pennsylvania. Now the thing is we want to look at is the threats. Let's go back to day 3. We're going to look at the hail threat for that day. There's no hail threat for day 1 or day 2. Wind. Again, it doesn't show. But we probably won't see the better view of it on the weather-wise until, you know. That's what is my main concern. But here's what we need to be. This shows a greater. Read that. I'm gonna read that real quick. Alright. Strong line of storms will move through Tuesday night. Isolated scattered severe storms will be possible ahead of the line of storms. Tommy storms Tuesday afternoon through Tuesday night. Confidence is increasing in severe weather impacts, including. Okay, here's the threat right here. Damaging wind, tornadoes possible, flash flooding possible, and the confidence severe weather is high. The post that I saw on Facebook, there was a hatched area. This don't show a hatched area, but then again, this may not have updated yet. Nope, never mind. There it is. Speaking of it, there's the hatched area. Okay, that helps out a little bit. So, the yellow is a... This is the yellow where the leaf stuff's going to be at. The red hatched and the purple hatch is where most of the threats are going to be. So the hail threat will be reasonable, large hail size 1 to 2 inches high, wide. Reasonable max wind speed will be 70 mile per hour, straight line wind. So winds, there's going to be severe thunderstorm warnings. There's also going to be considerable severe thunderstorm warnings. And then the tornado threat is possible. Possibility of tornadoes means tornadoes does not mean strong tornadoes or big tornadoes. Tornadoes is tornadoes. When they mean by possibility of tornadoes, they don't mean strong tornadoes. They mean tornadoes between EF0 to F2. That size tornadoes they're talking about, if one even develops. Here's the 0 to 12 hour forecast. So tonight's temperatures are in the 80s and 90s. Heat index 90s to 100s. Afternoons wind gusts will be blowing north-north. We're blowing west-northwest in single digits. Afternoon wind gust is in the single digits as well. There's a 10 at Cynthiana. Sunday's chance precipitation is, and then we got a little bit of precipitation still expected tonight. But that's because of the rain coming through. Now let's look at the 12 to 24 hour forecast. Tonight's low temperatures is going to be in the 60s and 70s. Yesterday's heat index was in the 70s. Winds are going to be blowing east-northeast tonight. And then we got single digits in the wind gusts tonight. And then chances of precipitation is low for tonight. And then precipitation totals, this is what's on the board with the spotty showers we're going to get. Then we're going to look at the weather graphics, see if they change anything a little bit. So here's today, just general thunderstorm risk, severe weather across northern Carolinas, up in the Minnesota and all those areas. Then we got thunderstorms across the good area down here, flash flooding, North Carolina, flash flooding in the Four Corners. Severe weather across Iowa, Illinois, Minnesota, Michigan. Wisconsin, Michigan. But what I'm looking for Tuesday is what's going to... Yep, there it is. There we are. We're in the bullseye of the severe weather. Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Virginia's, Pennsylvania, New York. There's even a flooding threat. So we are now in the severe weather risk for Tuesday. And while I'm on the topic, we're going to go over what each level of severe weather means real quick. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over that. So it says right here, all 5 levels of severe thunderstorms on the SPC scale. The Storm Prediction Center used standardized 5-level risks to communicate the possibility and intensity of severe thunderstorms, tornadoes, damaging winds within 25 miles of a location. These categories are shown on color-coded convective outlooks and help the public understand the severity of the treat. Marginal level 1, dark green risk. Isolated severe thunderstorms are possible but limited in coverage, duration, and intensity. Typical hazards with that is usually wind gusts 40-60 mile per hour, small hail less than 1 inch, low tornado risk if no tornado risk at all, brief weak events not widespread. Slight risk level 2, yellow, is a scattered storms, but are likely but short-lived and or not widespread. Typical hazards: 1 inch hail, 58 mile per hour plus winds, isolated tornadoes, expected localized severe warnings possible, most common trigger for watches. And then enhanced risk is orange, which is numerous thunderstorms, with a few tornadoes and several wind damage reports and damage hail 1 to 2 inches. Typical hazards with that is usually wider coverage and persistence than slight. Some storms may become intense. Expectations, more organized systems. Tornado watch is likely, which they don't matter. You can get tornado watches in a slight risk as well. Moderate risk level 4, which is red. Description: widespread severe storms likely, long-lived and intense. Typical hazard: strong tornadoes, widespread wind damage, destructive hail over 2 inches. Expectation: regional outbreak, possible tornado warnings likely. And then high risk, the level 5, which is pink or purple. It's usually, it says pink, but it's purple on mine. On my thing, it's purple. Very dangerous tornado outbreak or derecho or Draco expected. Typical hazards: long-lived, widespreads, and very intense storms. Multiple tornadoes possible. Expect rare a few times a year. Tornado watches and warnings issued. Treat as an emergency. It says the higher the number, the greater the threat, and the more dangerous the weather. If your area is in a higher moderate risk, be prepared for severe warnings and have a safe shelter place ready. So now we went over that. What we're in is a scattered storm risk. What's in the orange is a numerous severe storm risk. So what might end up happening tomorrow is, in the orange risk areas, they might be in a tornado watch. The slight risk area and below may get put under a severe thunderstorm watch. There's more of a risk of a tornado watch in the enhanced risk area than there is in the slight risk, and the greater the severe weather threat is. So it's going to be it's 80. It's going to be 80 degrees. It's in the 70s right now. It's going to be in the 70s the rest of the night. Feels like temperatures are in the 80s. Do we have a 90? Nope, it's going to be in the 80s. Nah, we got 90s tonight in the morning. Oh, I just saw close to 100 on the feel like temperature. Dew point temperatures 70 will be in the 70s. Yep, 70s all the way up there. Precipitation, yeah, there's an 86% chance. Now we've got rain outside anyway, and precipitation chances goes lower and lower, and then it goes up about noon. So we may get some rain again tomorrow. We probably are going to get some rain tomorrow because we're in a general thunderstorm risk. No severe risk. The humidity is still a little high. Ooh, yep, 100%. The humidity is very high. And we're going to look and see which direction the winds are blowing here in just a second. Winds are blowing northeast. Okay, and then they change direction. They go a little bit north in the early morning hours. So, what are we going to do here? So here's a 7-day forecast. So today it's going to be light drizzle, high of 86 degrees, low of 73 degrees. Feels like 100 degrees, feels warmer than it looks. Tomorrow, light showers, high of 86 degrees, low of 74 degrees. Feels like 98 degrees, feels warmer than it looks. Tuesday, thunderstorms, high of 87 degrees, low of 73 degrees. That's when the severe weather risk will go in place. Feels warmer than it looks. Wednesday, light showers, high of 84 degrees, low of 71 degrees. Feels like 95 degrees, feels warmer than it looks. Thursday, it's going to be cloudy skies, high of 82 degrees, low of 67 degrees. Feels warmer than it looks. Friday, cloudy, high of 81 degrees, low of 53 degrees. Feels like 86 degrees, mild conditions. And then for Saturday, it's going to be sunny skies, high of 83 degrees, low of 63 degrees. Feels like 91 degrees, feels warmer than it looks. General thunderstorm risk general thunderstorm risk today and tomorrow, but then there's a severe threat on Tuesday. But the thing that I'm just going to say right now, just have your weather radios on, have ways to get alerts in case you do get put under a warning, because yes, the lower the risk, the weaker the threat, but for the people that's in the slight and enhanced risk, have your weather radios on and on alert mode, have ways to receive warnings. If you guys want to see my severe weather coverage, I'm going to be doing severe weather coverage on YouTube if it's needed. If it's needed during severe weather coverages, I will be on YouTube. Find my YouTube channel, The King Tornado Man Show. But outside the severe weather coverage, you will see weather updates throughout the week on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. But for severe weather coverage, you will see on just YouTube. So if you guys are on Facebook and YouTube right now, TikTok right now, go find my YouTube channel. You got until Tuesday to subscribe to my YouTube channel, The King Tornado Man Show. Because I'm going to tell you this right now, with the risk being out, slight risk and enhanced risk, that's out. Severe weather coverage might be needed, especially in the enhanced risk area. So if you guys are in either of those risks, especially the enhanced risk and slight risk, where the stronger threats but the stronger threats going to be in the enhanced risk, subscribe to my YouTube channel, The King Tornado Man Show, because if severe weather coverage is needed, I will be doing it over there. So with that, that'll conclude the weather update for today. I will talk, if I get any more updates on the severe weather threat, which probably won't be till maybe at midnight, after midnight, early in the morning, when they change stuff around, I will let you guys know. But if not, then we'll talk more about this. We're really going to talk about this tomorrow during tomorrow's weather update, since it's a day out. So usually when it gets closer and closer to the day, we start talking about it more and more. So tomorrow we'll talk about it more and more, because I have a feeling there may be another update that may come out. But I think what's going to happen in the next update, there either three things are going to happen. One, they're going to keep the risk the same and not do anything. Two, they may keep the risk the same but pull the orange further on back. Or three, they will change the risk and extend the orange, and further on in the orange, they make a moderate. That's either three things are going to happen. Like I said, you won't know till the next update. It'll either stay the same, they'll either pull a severe weather risk. They'll either pull a severe weather risk. They'll either pull the enhanced risk further on south, or they will, or I meant west, or they will just pull them and then add another level risk. And it looks like we just got a new warning that just came up. That is okay, that's a flood advisory. I thought it was a flash flood warning. So flood advisory. Okay, nothing to worry about. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Thank you guys for watching. Follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with tomorrow's weather update. And if there's any more information on the severe weather threats, I will post them. I will post them if I get an update. Thank you guys for tuning in.